Are you as excited for spring as I am?
That's right, it's finally spring, which means it's time to get the Scamp out of hibernation. Every time spring rolls around, it's my reminder that it's time to do some upkeep on my trailer. So this is going to be the first video in a series of videos that covers everything I do to maintain my trailer and protect my investment. It's not quite time to de-winterize my trailer where I live, but if that's what you're looking for, I've already done a video on that you can find here. This video is going to cover how I address all of this rust. Rust like this isn't only unsightly, it can actually damage the integrity of the metal, so it's high on my to-do list to take care of, and that's what I'm going to do first. One of the first places I want to address is my tow ball. This was left out all winter. It got a lot of damage and rust on it from the weather, and I want to make sure I address that before it corrupts the integrity of my tow ball. The easiest thing I could have done to avoid this rust damage to my nut down here and my tow ball would have been to just remove this for the winter, but I didn't, so I'm going to do something about it. The two things I'm going to use for this are a Scotch-Brite scour pad and some of this rust-free rust and stain remover. I'll put links in the description to Amazon as always, but if you're having a hard time ethically supporting Amazon like I am, you can just use the links as a reference to get the product information and then just go buy it from the manufacturer instead. It's super duper easy to do it that way too. This rust-free is made by the same company, Shield, that made the lubricant that I used on my door to get my Scamp door to stop squeaking, if you saw that video. So I truly believe in their products. It's been great so far, but it does say in the directions it works best on 70 degrees or up, which it definitely is not today. So we're going to take our chances and see how it goes. So I'm just going to apply some liberally and scour away. Well, I definitely say that made a big difference. It's obviously not going to polish it back up to a chrome shine because the rust is eating through that chrome, but I stopped the rust in its tracks and avoided having to buy a new tow ball. So that took me about 2 minutes total. All I used was this scour pad, the rust-free spray, cleaned it off with a rag. What a difference. That worked out so well on the tow ball. I'm excited to try it on the tongue here where I've accumulated some rust. The only thing I'm going to do differently is use a wire brush on this one so I can get into all these little crevices and little hard to reach places. Well, I'd have to say that's a great success. That was very little work to get a lot of this rust off my tongue. You can see the difference here. Some rust spots I had over here. It didn't remove all the rust completely, but that's okay because I have a two-part solution for this, so I'll show you what I'm going to do next. This stuff is rust reformer. What it does is it chemically changes the compound of the rust into a paintable surface, so it no longer eats away at the metal and you can paint right over it. The rust reformer is why I'm not too concerned about the little bit of rust that's left over, because this will stop it in its tracks and make it paintable. Those two steps have already made a huge difference. So I'm just going to let that dry. And then I'm going to add some Rust-Oleum Gloss protective enamel just to give it another coating to protect it so it won't get scraped up and rusted up as quickly. Most of the damage on my tongue here was from my Proven Industries lock, just from where I slide it on and slide it off. And that can't really be avoided. So this is probably something I'll be doing through the life of my Scamp. But it's really quick and easy. This has taken me about 10 minutes so far. So as soon as this dries, I'm just going to add another layer. And that's all there is to it. What a difference. I think it's safe to say the rust-free works and that it works well. The best thing about it is that it's safe to use on fiberglass as well. So I can use it here where my hinges are rusting or anywhere else I might find rust on the trailer. So I'm going to do a thorough walk around on the trailer and address rust anywhere I find it and make sure that I take care of this trailer and love it well so it lasts me years to come. As I mentioned, this is just the first video in a series of videos that I'm going to do that's going to cover everything I do to maintain my Scamp in the spring. So if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'm going to put them all together in a playlist that you can find here. Please share it with a friend or a couple friends. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Happy scamping.